Thanks to the supporters of channel member Dark Fox. This gets sillier, boys and girls. We are very close to the end of the season, and we are in with a very real chance of winning the treble with Brighton in our second season. And welcome to part 16 of my FM24 Beta Save with Brighton. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we are getting deep into European competitions. I say winning the treble. Obviously, one of the treble is the Conference League, so it's not quite the treble, but it's a treble if we manage to pull it off. We've got the second leg of the Conference League. I think it's quarter-final. Conference League quarter-final against Bayer Leverkusen. We're 3-0 up from the first leg. We also have the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea, and we're continuing to win our matches in the league to the point where, with 5 games to go, we're 2 points behind Spurs with a game in hand. That's a weird sentence in and of itself. Spurs are top of the league at the moment. If we win our 5 remaining games, we win the Premier League. Our 5 remaining Premier League games: West Ham, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Sheffield United. The one spanner in the works is that game against Manchester City, which of course will be tomorrow's episode. But for today, we'd like to book a spot in the Europa League semi-final, FA Cup final. Let's just win it all. Why not win it all? So this is the team for the... In fact, is this the team? We're 3-0 up. We are going away from home, though. This is the team. We've got to try and win the thing. This is the team for the game against Bayer Leverkusen. It's Perry in goal, a back four of Estupinian, Dunk, Diamande and Walker-Peters, Berg and Vermeeren in midfield, Fatty, Smith-Rowe and Abada behind Ferguson up front. If we do take an early-ish lead in the match, obviously we're already ahead in the tie overall, 3-0 up from the first leg. But if we do pull even further ahead in this first half, there will be significant changes at half time as we look to protect some of our key players, the likes of Berg, Abada, Fatty, Ferguson, these boys who don't really... I mean, I guess Ferguson does have a replacement in the shape of Tammy Abraham, but we don't have much beyond that. There is Ansu Fati with his 15th goal of the season to put us 1-0 up on the night, 4-0 up on aggregate. We are quite good at football, it seems, and this is good work from Berg on the left-hand side, having just taken the corner, receives it back from Smith-Rowe, floats the corner in, and then it's headed back across goal by Abada, and Fatty is there to tuck it home. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, let's start thinking I know it's 15 minutes in. Let's start thinking in terms of substitutions. I mean, we've got quite a lot of delightful options down there on the bench. I guess this is an opportunity to play the likes of Hato, Baselli, these boys who are not necessarily the fringe players right now, even further down than the fringe players, because let's face it, we're thumping this lot. It's 5-0 on aggregate now. Half time. 3 changes, I think. I don't know what the 3 are going to be yet, but I'm looking at our bench. Hato will come on. Baselli will come on. And then maybe Alex Valley as well. Or maybe we bring on Tammy Abraham and give Evan Ferguson a rest, because Ferguson's played a lot of football lately. And, of course, we have got the big game against Chelsea coming up at the weekend at Wembley to try and get ourselves into the FA Cup final. We're Brighton. I've got to keep emphasising we're Brighton. Just the idea of winning anything is very exciting. The fact we're in April and we could still win 3 things is very exciting with bells on. But of course, we went down this road last year. We got all the way to the final of the Europa League and then bottled it. So we mustn't count our chickens before they're hatched. And it is very upsetting having one of our own players score against us in a situation like this. Pedro, of course, who is on loan at Leverkusen from us. This is the 3rd time this season he's played against us. We played Leverkusen in the league stage. We've obviously played the first leg against them here. Now second leg. They are very much all about Pedro as their attacking focal point. And we should probably just have recalled him from his loan before the match, because then they'd have had no striker. Not that you can even do that, I don't think. You can recall players outside of the transfer window. Berg, I don't really know what Berg was trying to do there, but he's kind of got away with it. And now Diamande, who has very quickly built a lovely partnership with Lewis Dunk at the back. Still long-term, obviously, we've got to be thinking in terms of who replaces Dunk. He is an old man, but for now he's forming a very nice partnership with Diamande. It's not ideal for Schurz, who had been established in that role for a little while, having come in last year, but Diamande, of course, better now Much better upside as well, huge potential with him, and that's the kind of calibre of player we need to be looking to sign from now on. Berg now looking to play it back across, finds Dunk on the edge of the area, who goes round his man. I think he's trying to win a penalty there. Just stick to defending some. You don't need to be trying to skin the opposition defenders. That's an advanced level thing that we don't necessarily need from you. I was supposed to make 3 changes at half-time. I've made none, mainly because Leverkusen have got back, and there you go. One of the key players I talked about who I was going to take off has picked up an injury. Jarrell Hato is going to come on and play in that defensive midfield position. He's not played a league game for us yet, but has played a few games in Europe. We actually started him in that role a couple of rounds ago, so it's not something he's completely alien to doing. We're going to bring Tammy on as well for Evan Ferguson. As said before, what was the other change I said I was going to do? Baselli can come on for Lewis Dunk and get some game time alongside Diamande. It's likely to be, as it currently stands, your long-term replacement for Dunk is either going to be Hato or Baselli. So to have them both on there at the moment, Hato obviously a left footer, Baselli's a right footer, but can play anywhere across the back four, so has that flexibility to play as a left-sided centre-back as well. One of them is likely to be part of the plan for alongside Diamande as the long-term replacement. Obviously, we'll still be looking to go shopping as well, so we might end up bringing someone in anyway. But for now, let's try these boys out. Valley's going to come on as well for a Stupinian. And we've got one more stoppage, so we'll save that because we've still got 25 minutes of the game left. We don't want to be down to 10 men. That would make things a little more stressful than they need to be. Emil Smith-Rowe is tiring, though, so we're probably going to take him off in a second. Baselli playing it across to Hato, and now Valley from left back. It's a very young back four that we've got on the pitch at the moment. Walker Peters, the senior member back there, and now Hato to Vermeeren. And what is Valley doing all the way up there? Smith-Rowe plays it into Abada, who absolutely wellies it. Probably would have been better off squaring it for Tammy Abraham, who was free in the middle, but we have won a corner from it. And of course, Tammy, very dangerous from this situation. We're just going to make that change. Sunset's going to come on for Smith-Rowe. Don't need to go back onto that tactic screen when we know exactly the change we're going to make. Smith-Rowe can now have his little bit of a rest, obviously with his injury record. One of the reasons we didn't win the Europa League last year is because Smith-Rowe picked up that injury that led to him missing the final, and we're just not the same team without him. Baselli forward to Alex Valley, and now Samset, who would probably have something to say about that previous sentence about not being the same without Smith-Rowe. It's a good ball from Sunset, and now Fati is, I was going to say through. He's not really through, but he doesn't need to be through on goal because he's Ansu Fati, and he can score even with 2 defenders breathing down his neck. What a goal from Ansu Fati. It's 3-1 to us now, 6-1 on aggregate. This is wonderful work. This boy is too good to be playing for Brighton. That is absurd. I don't think he's had enough of a nerf to indicate that Barcelona were willing to let him go out on loan to a mid-table Premier League team. It's absolute madness. He's not that good in real life, surely. He's that good in Football Manager, though, and that's all that really matters. Semi-final of the Conference League booked in. Berg is going to miss the rest of the season, though, pretty much, and that's a big loss for us because he is a key man in central midfield. So that's a big blow. But who do we play? Salzburg should be beatable. We might have our second European final in a row here. But first, let's book ourselves in for a domestic final. It's FA Cup semi-final o'clock. And I'm just going to check to see how that's affected our remaining fixtures. So I guess tomorrow's episode, Man City, second leg of Salzburg. Easy peasy. And then hopefully we end things off with a triple trophy lift in the last episode of the series. Well, it will be the last episode. If we win everything, it'll be the last episode of the series. If we don't, it'll be the last episode of the season, and we'll do another year. But let's go play Chelsea. Let's not plan too far ahead. So just the one change for the Chelsea game then. Pizarro coming in for the injured Berg. We have got a transfer confirmed as well that's going to be coming in over the summer. In fact, I think there's 2 you're not aware of. You already knew about Rico Lewis and Esteval. We'd already prearranged Oscar Gluck. You have to let me know in the comment section how you say this guy's name, who is central midfielder / attacking midfielder / striker, winger, can basically play anywhere in the attack. He's 21 years old. He's currently at Salzburg, who we're going to be seeing in the next episode, where he's got 18 goals from 21 appearances in the league, 25 goals from 37 in all competitions this year. So presumably they're playing him as a striker. We'll have a look at him in the next episode when we play Salzburg. But we've also just confirmed the signing as well of Antonio Nusa, another winger coming in. I think we're pretty much done with NC, so we'll let him leave in the summer permanently, and Nusa can come in and take his spot in the squad. Already better than NC, so same kind of age, can play on either wing, can also play up front as well, and just gives us the eighth man for our front four. So we've got two in each position in the front four positions. We should theoretically still have some money to spend as well. So if we can then go and bring in a real top quality central midfielder, like central defensive midfielder, to provide a little bit of extra cover in there. I know we've got Andre and Berg who are currently injured, but I do feel like we're one light in that position. Although we have got Archie Gray, of course, who we signed from Leeds in January as well. This squad really is taking shape. Let's worry about transfers in a day or two's time. For now, let's go play Chelsea. Like I say, just the one change. Let's get ourselves booked into the FA Cup final, because that would be really rather splendid if we could pull that off. Let's just tickle all those buttons, get into the game. How many former Brighton players have they got in their team? One. Just the one. Just the goalkeeper, who... Bearing in mind, I've got Robert Sanchez in my Chelsea squad, in my Twitch save that's going on at the moment. Highlights of that every day in LOLLUJO 2, or I'm live on Twitch about 7 p.m. every evening. But we're playing a Your World save over there. So he was at Brighton at the start of the save, so I didn't sign him until the end of my first season. He's my third choice goalkeeper at Chelsea, and really not very good. So the fact they've got him in goal does fill me with a little bit of confidence. That being said, he's the best player on the pitch right now, and probably does have a point to prove against his former club, which is always troublesome. Have Chelsea actually made any... This is very un-Chelsea-like. That entire 11 looks like they've not signed a player during the nearly 2 years that this save has been running now. I mean, I guess they spent enough before the save started to... I mean, this is supposed to be Chelsea's policy, isn't it? They have enough players at the club and they've spent enough money now that they don't need to do transfers in the next 5 years. We all know they will. But I guess Football Manager has taken them at their word. And that's just a Chelsea squad that, I mean, that's the current Chelsea team, but in 2 years' time. Obviously, Lukaku's come back from his loan. But other than that, they've not actually brought anybody in who's made it into their first team, which is a little bit odd. Oh my word, Lavia very nearly forcing that in at the near post via a deflection. It's been a pretty tight opening. We've not really created anything for ourselves just yet. Of course, if Sanchez continues to play out of his skin against a former club, we have our own secret weapon in that regard, with Tammy Abraham being able to come on and hopefully have a point to prove of his own if things aren't going our way. But Ferguson plays it into Abada, and Abada grabs the goal to put us 1-0 up at Wembley in front of what looks like a crowd of largely Chelsea fans, but there's some Brighton fans behind this goal who've just gone absolutely bonkers when that goal has gone in. Smith Rowe picks it up in midfield, plays it across to Vermeer, and Vermeer, we said this when we signed him, he was being brought in because of his huge potential. He has got so much better over the course of this season. It's bonkers how good he is now. And then Ferguson just slotting it through to Abada. Abada's been a little bit of a surprise how good he was as well. You don't necessarily, or I don't necessarily expect someone coming in from Scottish football to just come straight into the top end of the Premier League and be awesome. I know there's history of people doing it. You're going to tell me all about it in the comment section now. But in my head, I'm a Peterborough fan. I see our reserves sometimes go off to play in the SPL. So, you know, it's, for me, it still seems weird. I feel like Abada should be about Posh's level, and he's obviously not. He's quite good. Right, Diamonde taking his time on the ball there, but kind of getting away with it. Chelsea not giving us any opportunity to play the ball out of defence. Although that being said, we've just passed that around their press beautifully. And now Ansu Fati trying to cut inside and do something special again. And this time can't force it back. Force it past, not back, past Sanchez to put us further ahead in this game. But 1-0 up at half time. That'll do for now, boys and girls. More of the same in the second half. And we have got secret weapon Tammy to bring on if we need it. We've also got two goalkeepers on the bench because we're running out of players. Our squad quite small. Estupinian with the in-swinger ends up falling to Ferguson's, back out to Estupinian again, and now Smith Rowe got space on the edge of the area to pick a shot, decides not to, rolls it across to Vicente Pizarro, who didn't have the time and space to take a shot, but did it anyway and scored to put us 2-0 up, and we're just a very good team playing some very good football now. This is lovely stuff. Smith Rowe, not quite sure why he doesn't shoot there. It's a much harder shot. He actually plays it behind Pizarro, who has to bring it forward, get some space in front of him to take the shot, and then score. But Smith Rowe probably could have done that all by himself, but elected not to. Share the goals around. That's been the Brighton way this year. We've got like 6 or 7 players who are into double figures for goals. We don't have anybody who's scored more than 20 goals. We share them around. Those 7 attacking players we've got, and now apparently we're sharing them back into the midfield as well. Fatty plays it back to Perry, and now Perry to Diamonde, and now Walker-Peters. And we're just not. We seem very, very comfortable just knocking the ball around with Chelsea chasing us down. We're very calm under pressure, and it's how I like to play football. But goodness me, bearing in mind where we were at the start of this save, when we had those 7 defeats in a row and we were rock bottom in the Premier League and we couldn't make a pass connect, it really shows the impact in FM24, probably more so than any FM I've played, of both morale and team cohesion, because some of these are the same players who couldn't hit a pass from 3 yards. They're not massively better players, but they've got 100% full team cohesion, and obviously the form we're in, confidence is sky high as well. Manager confidence is sky high, morale is good, and it's taken them up to another level. And now we can just pass around quite good pressing teams. I mean, Romelu Lukaku, I know he's not playing as a pressing forward today, and I know a lot of you don't like him in real life. I get that on my Twitch streams, goodness me. But Romelu Lukaku, in Football Manager terms, he's an incredible pressing forward. And we're just passing the ball around him like he's never played a game of football before. It's wonderful to see. Right, can we have a 4th, please? At what point do we start taking players off to rest them for upcoming matches? Probably not if Chelsea score here, but Dunk has him covered. Perry's there to make the saves. What a signing Lucas Perry has turned into, by the way. I fully confess, I've never heard of him. Never heard of him at all until we brought him in this save, and he's joined a team that were trying to stay in the Premier League and still looks like a top goalkeeper playing in a team that's trying to win everything. He has just leveled up massively. Look at that from Vermeer, and I said he's getting better and better. That's wonderful work from him. And now Diamonde to Walker-Peters. Diamonde again. Just, he is so calm and comfortable on the ball. Abada now cuts inside the way Fatty does from the other side, and now Estupinian charging forward on the left, plays it all the way back to Dunk because everyone's so comfortable on the ball. Vermeer back to Dunk again. Chelsea cannot get a touch at the moment. Vermeer to Abada. Look at us go. Walker-Peters in acres of space has the shot. Probably should have played it into the middle where Ferguson and Fatty were both ready to tap it in. But that was a wonderful spell of just keeping the ball and not letting Chelsea get anywhere near it. Right, let's make some changes. I've enjoyed that. I enjoy this team very much. Leon Bailey's going to come on. We're going to bring on Beraldo as well. Pizarro can step into the playmaker role there in central midfield. And we're also going to take off, you know what, we're going to take off Evan Ferguson and bring on Tammy Abraham. We're going to give him 20 minutes against his former club, just to give him the opportunity to grab a goal against him at Wembley. I like to rub it in more than anything. But Chelsea, looks like they're playing Chilwell as an inverted wing-back, which is an interesting call. Lukaku gets at first proper chance Lukaku has had, and Perry very much equal to it, makes the save. It's another corner for Chelsea. Our substitutions have now gone through, so we've got Tammy Abraham and all of his 6'5" height in there to help us defend the corner, and that's exactly what he does. Leaps up above Lukaku, heads it clear, wins the follow-up against Lukaku as well. That's what you bring Tammy Abraham on for in this situation, boys and girls. And now Walker-Peters winning the ball back again. He's probably somebody who has a fair idea that his spot in this team is under threat once Rico Lewis isn't glitching anymore and we're actually able to play him. But for now, Walker-Peters looking very, very good as well. Right, let's make some changes. Fatty is tired, so João Pedro can come on for him. Walker-Peters is on a yellow card. We don't have anyone who can slot over and play right back, though, so we'll leave him on for now. We'll take off Estupinian. Exactly the same situation. On a yellow card, tiring. Valley can come on for him. I think in this situation, we offer a little bit of praise to the boys. 3-0 up in an FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. Huge pressure game against a team who should be better than us, and we've just looked so good, so comfortable. We've not really made it out of second gear in this game. I'm enjoying this save a lot more than I was 10 episodes ago, that's for sure. Right, Smith Rowe plays it into Valley, who's now charging up on that left-hand side, slides it across. Bailey really wanted that cross in the air, because we know what a threat he is aerially, and he does get on the end of one with his head that time, and it hits the base of the post, and we very nearly go 4-0 up, but 3-0 will do. That books us our spot in the FA Cup final. Now we just need to go and try and win the league. What on earth is going on, boys? Oh, my word. We play Spurs in the cup final as well. We are basically in a battle with Tottenham to win the double. What a weird season. Man City are down here. Man United are down here. Chelsea down here. It's a mad top two. What a lot of fun this save can be sometimes. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.